You've recently got into crypto by creating a wallet and potentially you've even bought some coins. Everything seemed great up until you came across hundreds of unfamiliar words and terms. Potentially one of those terms was smart contract. So what is it? What's its purpose? A million questions are coming into your head, like crypto wasn't complicated enough. Look, don't worry. In this video, you're going to learn exactly what a smart contract is and how it can be used. Hey guys, my name's Shad and I'm with the EXMO cryptocurrency exchange. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell below to learn more about crypto in a fun and effective way. The term smart contract consists of two very familiar words, but what do they mean if combined? A smart contract is a key innovation of second-generation blockchains. Thanks to smart contracts, you can buy, sell, rent anything in a matter of seconds and avoid all paperwork and even the middlemen. The term was first introduced by a bloke called Nick Szabo in 1997, more than 10 years before the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, was even introduced. Nick put forward a very important idea of the distributed digital ledger to store contracts. Sounds quite complicated, right? Well, in reality, smart contracts are just like contracts in the real world. The only difference is that they're digital. So let's see how a smart contract works. First of all, you need to understand that a smart contract is simply just code, or rather, a program written in code. A smart contract encodes an agreement between parties, multiple parties usually. Its most useful feature that is able to self-execute once conditions of that contract are met. So let's take a look at how we can create contracts traditionally, like the old way. For instance, you want to buy a house, you've already found a seller, and you first discuss all of the terms. You want to buy cheaper, while the owner of the house obviously wants to increase the price. Once both parties come to an agreement, or in other words, and a very important word in crypto, consensus, you print a contract on paper for the seller and yourself to sign. Such written agreements are usually enforced by the law, the legal system, which means that a third party is needed to monitor the terms and they are always required. Although this has been a foundation of modern society, with the coming of a new digital era, contracts have evolved to become smarter. Here is how signing a smart contract looks like. For instance, you still want to buy a house and you've already found the seller. The price is predefined, which means that you can't haggle, you can't bargain with the second party and negotiate a lower price. The conditions for buying a house are pre-coded and cannot be changed. If you agree with the terms, you simply transfer the money to the seller's crypto wallet. You get the house while the seller gets the money. No middleman, no fuss. It's fast, it's effective, and it's efficient. Everyone's happy, right? Now you're probably wondering what the word predefined that I used earlier means. Now a predefined contract is just a set of conditions that will be executed once they are met. To understand how the smart contract technology applies in crypto, let's use the example of a crowdfunding platform. Let's think about Kickstarter. You open the website, you see all kinds of different crypto projects to invest in. The owners promote their projects, they set the fundraising target size, and they specify what investors will get for their money. Now, if the project is promising, the owner will very quickly get the required amount of money the project is asking for in their account. Kickstarter, in turn, makes sure that this money is then used for the intended purpose. However, if the funding goal is not achieved, the money will be returned to the investors. Let's move on to the main features of smart contracts. Firstly, all deployed contracts are immutable. This means that once a contract is deployed, it cannot be changed. It cannot be modified. All contracts are decentralized, meaning they are not stored on one specific centralized computer. On the contrary, all the nodes of the network hold the exact same copy of the contract in the exact same state. Your participation in the contract is completely anonymous, which is another feature of the technology. Most often, smart contracts are used by various projects to create their own tokens. Most tokens are built on the popular protocols, the two most popular protocols, Ethereum, ERC20, and Tron, TRC20. An example of such a token is our very own EXMO coin, the internal cryptocurrency of the EXMO exchange, which we created on the Ethereum protocol, ERC20. But the advantages of smart contracts don't actually end there, no. One of the things that makes them so effective is that they work fully autonomously. An owner of the contract is not involved at any step. A simple scenario for a smart contract on Ethereum usually goes something a little bit like this. You request access to a certain crypto asset from the smart contract. The smart contract checks to see if the crypto is available and it books the fee from you. For instance, you may wish to pay with Ethereum. The smart contract reserves the resources for you. You then use these resources when approved. If everything goes accordingly to the contract rules, the smart contract charges you as agreed. Now, in the case of crypto trading on the exchange, you won't have to use smart contracts and therefore you don't have to know all of the details. However, each trader buying a certain token must evaluate the project behind it. White papers on one hand can be a source of great information, but it's usually just a declaration of what the project wants to do. Smart contracts, on the other hand, provide reliable, basic information about the token, which is immutable. It's there for you to see. So for example, you can find out how many tokens are currently in circulation, how many are locked by the smart contract. You will also see if an additional emission of tokens is possible, or potentially it's strictly limited by the smart contract. Since the smart contract can never be changed, as we remember, this information is always relevant, especially when you're trading. Now, as you can see, smart contracts aren't exactly rocket science, and they're pretty simple once you get to know each and every part of it. So let's recap everything we've learned today. First, no third parties are involved in smart contracts. They're completely immutable and they're completely self-executed. The contract is written as code on the blockchain and all the parties involved in the contract can be completely anonymous. Contracts are always part of the public blockchain. So guys, that's a lot of information. I think that's it for today's video. If you want to learn more about crypto and actually how to make money with it, you've come to the right place. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more informative and fun crypto content. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.